guys, welcome back to episode 21 of Vacancy at Vanilla's with me, Vanilla, your host. It's episode 21. Can you do something for me? Can you hit a little wrist flex? Is that it? Wrist flex for me? That has to be the lyrics, right? Can you hit a little wrist flex for me? Okay, yeah, that's probably the lyrics. Hi, welcome back. It's Wednesday, my dudes. I'm just referencing so many things today. You might be hearing my nails click and clack in the background. You hear that? One of them already broke off, my pinky nail, yesterday, unfortunately, so I have to glue it back on. But these nails are driving me fucking crazy. I don't know what I was thinking when I got these done. I just wanted like really extra obnoxious nails just for fun. And they're driving me absolutely fucking batshit bananas crazy, and I want them off. But I'll give them at least another week. You know, I spent money on them, so fucking might as well. And when I got them done, the lady was like, "Oh, are these your birthday nails?" I was like, "No, girl, just bored as hell." Just bored as hell. And I don't remember if I had them on for last week's episode. I honestly don't even fucking remember. I don't remember anything that's ever happened to me, if I'm being completely honest. But that's a topic that we're going to get into later today. Me not remembering literally fucking anything. But if you're watching on video, you may notice something a little different about me. I do have a wig on, so, you know, cheers to that. It is not styled, as you can see. It's giving rat. It's giving, I don't know, what is it really giving? Just kind of like sewer. It's not serving. It's not doing anything that it needs to do, honestly. I did a little mini shoot yesterday for, well, some of you know this already, but I'm doing a wheat pasting. We talked about this briefly. I'm doing a little wheat pasting thing where I hang up the posters in LA, and I needed a little picture of myself looking cute and gorgeous. So I did that yesterday, and this wig has given me lots of issues. It has. If you were, I was live on TikTok yesterday for a little bit. This wig has given me quite the fucking run for my money, if I do say so myself. So it came already curled, but the curls were like fucking horrible. Like it looked like synthetic hair. It was just, the curls were just so ugly, so nasty and so rude. They were just so fucking bad. So then I was like, okay. So I tried to blow the curls out, and then from there, I was like, well, let me just straighten it and let me try to curl it, girl. It was a whole fucking thing. And then I was like, it still feels like there's a weird layer of like sheen or like some weird, like, I don't know what the fuck they dipped this goddamn wig in, but something where it just made it look synthetic and the hair just didn't feel like hair. So then I washed it and then I blow dried it. And then once I blow dried it, it was just big and puffy. And I'm like, girl, what the fuck do I do? Because I don't know how to curl it like the way that I want it to be curled. I wanted very like old Hollywood glamour curls. I don't know how the fuck to do that. So then in a state of distress, I called every dry bar in my area. And they were all booked except for one. And then I was like, perfect. I'll see you there. So I booked the appointment. And I realized that it was 40 minutes away from me. I didn't realize that the dry bar was not very close. So I go over there. I'm on time. Okay. Actually, I got there 4 minutes late. I'm a liar. I got there 4 minutes late. But it was fine because the stylist who was going to do my hair was still doing someone else's hair. So I'm like, okay, cool. So then I go to move my car because I parked really far away, which literally took me no more than 3 minutes because I was like, let me just pull my car up because there's a spot right out front here. And the spot that I had, for some reason, the machine was like not taking my card. It was like only doing coins. So I was like, oh, and there's only 20 minutes left on it. I'm like, I don't want to get a ticket. Let me just move my car really quick. She's still doing this fucking lady's hair. I moved my car, took literally 3 minutes. And then the receptionist is like waiting outside for me. I'm like, okay. I walk back in and she's like, come on. I'm like, oh my God, I'm sorry. I literally was, damn. Like it was like the second that lady finished, she wanted to put me in the chair, and I was literally gone for like 3 minutes. So the lady could have only been out of that fucking stylist chair for like a maximum a minute. Like it was just, I was like, okay, damn. So then I sit down in the chair, and the receptionist, she was like, I don't know, it was like she was like kind of rude at first, and then like towards the end of the appointment, she was so nice to me. I'm like, what the fuck is going on? So she was just like, oh, okay, well, we're going to try to do our best since the appointment time is already over. Because at this point, it's like probably like 5:45 at this point. Not even. And I'm like, because they book you for like a 20-minute time slot when you do just a dry style. So I look at this bit and I'm like, girl, what the fuck are you talking about? I'm like, what? I'm like, the second I sit down in this chair, what do you mean you're going to do your best? Bitch, you're going to do half my head and make me leave? Or no, well, it wasn't the stylist. The stylist was sweet. I'm like, girl, what the fuck? Don't, I don't know. It was just, it rubbed me the wrong way. I was like, what do you mean you're going to try your best? Bitch, you're either going to have the stylist do the hair or not. Like, what the fuck do you even mean by that? So then, towards the end, and the lady did it a decent job, and she did it really fast. So I was very impressed. And the next appointment came in. Literally, that lady had to sit in the chair waiting for maybe 5 minutes, okay? Because she was literally almost done with my hair. And the receptionist kept coming over and like just staring at me while the stylist was doing the hair, just to like see how much she was like, how much time she had left. And then she would like look at her watch and she would be like, ugh. And then I was like, girl, what the, like, why are you, it was so strange. But then when my hair was done and she took it out of like the little like rollers, the receptionist was like, oh my God, you are just so cute. Look at how cute you are. Oh my God. And your tattoos are so cute. You are just so adorable. I'm like, what changed? It was like just the second, you know what? I think maybe she was judging me when I came in because my hair looked an absolute fucking mess. And then I think the second that the hair was taken out of the rollers and she realized my sexist, hello? She realized my I tried to say sexy and gorgeous at the same time. My sexy and gorgeous potential. She saw it right in front of her eyes. And she just was like, oh my God, everything that I ever thought about this girl, I was so wrong. She's so sexy. So I'm thinking that's maybe what happened. I really don't see any other thing that it could have been. So it had to have been that, But yeah, I got this freaking wig on my head. I did the little photo shoot with my friend Ace, because it's her birthday today. It's her birthday right now. So everyone say happy birthday, Ace. So I hit her up and I was like, hey, do you want to I have to book this photo studio anyway. I don't know if you want to do she doesn't really take pictures. She's so cute and she never takes pictures. She hates taking pictures of herself. And I'm like, well, do you want to just it's just going to be us. It's not like a photographer or anything. So you want to just take pictures? She's like, yeah, whatever. And when we got there, she barely wanted to take pictures. She was just like, I just feel so awkward. I look so awkward. I'm so bad at taking pictures. And I was like, girl, just, take some fucking pictures. So then, I had her take my pictures. I took some of her pictures. I posted a new photo set on the gram. I look very cute, very gorgeous. But those pictures were just more for fun. The ones that I took for Instagram, that has nothing to do with the fucking thing. And I'm having the pictures be edited right now, so it's editing me in the champagne glass, and hopefully it looks good. And I'm nervous, and yeah. But whenever I fucking hang it up in LA, I'll let y'all know. So if anyone lives out here, they can go take a picture. Can y'all see Miso in the frame? Is he in the frame? I really hope he is. He's sitting right here on the bed, being very cute. I don't know if you can see him. But yeah, it's my friend Ace's birthday today. She's gonna work tonight, as am I. Miso, don't even try to fucking bite that wire. I saw you. Because we already know what happened to my fucking webcam. Oh yeah, if you don't know, I bought a webcam. I bought a new webcam trying to fucking improve my Twitch experience for you guys, and Miso bit through the fucking wire. And I had to get another one. So I will not be allowing that to happen again. Yeah, so I have to get Ace a gift. I don't really know what to get her though. Well, I know what she likes, but Ace is she's so funny. She's one of those people where if you buy her something, depending on what it is, at first I was like, oh, maybe I'll just get her some cute work outfits, some cute dance outfits, right? Because I'm like, oh, that's cute. She's one of my stripper friends. I'm like, maybe I'll just get her some cute outfits. But she's the type to be like, what, are my outfits ugly? Take offense. I'd be like, no, bitch. Oh my God. And I don't know. I was like, oh, no, I don't want her to because that's just how she is. And then one of our other friends, Kaylee, was like, oh, I'm just gonna, what size shoe do you wear? Because she was gonna get her some shoes, I guess, or something. Like, I guess some like little designer sandals or something. And Ace was like, why you don't like my shoe? I'm like, bitch, if you don't just tell her your fucking shoe size and shut up. So I don't know exactly what I'm gonna get her. I was thinking maybe like a cute essentials hoodie or something, but I don't even know. I have to like find where the fuck they sell those at, because there's no like essentials store. I don't know. I don't know. I'm gonna figure it out. I'm gonna buy her something later. Um, but I like to pride myself as being a good gift giver. I like to think that I give good gifts, and that if you are someone that I care about, that I listen to like pretty much everything that you've ever said and anything that's ever come out of your mouth. I listen to it and I take note of it. Um and I would like to think that people enjoy my gifts. When I gift them things, people like it. I've never really, I mean, obviously, like, no one's gonna be like, hey, this gift fucking sucks. But I'm like that mom on Christmas morning. Like, if I get my friend a good gift and I'm just sitting there watching them, like, I'm like, you're gonna love it. Uh, yeah, but I don't really have any like other birthdays coming up soon. I'm trying to think, what month is it? March. A lot of my friends are summer babies, so I'm like, we don't really have a lot of. Actually, oh my god, I'm a liar. My mom's birthday is next month. Oh my god, how could I fucking forget about Worm? Worm's birthday's next month, so I gotta get Worm something nice. We usually always get each other like cat related things. Just cat mom and daughter things. What are you gonna do? She texted me yesterday and she was like, have you ever tried a calming collar on either of the cats? I was like, no. Why? I was like, why? Who needs it? Because she has two cats back home. And, well, let me give you the lore. Let me give you the lore on the cats that we got at home. So, growing up, I had a cat named Gatsby. Rest in peace to the OG. And then I also had a cat named Don Gato. Okay? Because we're Latina. Because we're a Latin family. No, that was the name that he came with, and that was just kind of like his vibe. So we just kept his name. So we got Gatsby when I was in 5th grade, and that was our first pet. Loved that guy. He's awesome. That was like my cat that I grew up with, right? And then I want to say maybe like 3 years later ish, there was a store that it was like a not like family owned, but it wasn't like a Petco or a PetSmart. It was just like this store that sold cat food. I don't know if they sold dog stuff too, but it was just like a cat store. They sold cat food and cat supplies and whatever. And that's where my dad would buy Gatsby's food. And they had this like cat, and he was like almost like a resident of the store, but he was up for adoption. And he would just always be chilling in the store. And my dad just like fell in love with this cat. Every time that he would go to buy stuff for Gatsby, he would just be like, this cat just like loved him and he loved this cat. So then my dad was like, I got to take this guy home. So then we ended up getting that guy, Don. And that was like my dad's cat. Like that cat loved my dad to death, and my dad loved that cat to death. But, unfortunately, both of them have since passed. Gatsby actually only passed this past year, and then Don passed about 2 years ago. They both lived like long as fuck. Don lived to be, because Don at the time, he wasn't a kitten when we got him. I want to say they were both around the same age. Fun fact, Gatsby has my birthday on his little cat birth certificate. We have the same birthday, so whenever you wish me a happy birthday from now on, you also have to wish Gatsby a happy birthday in heaven. They both lived to be like 15-ish years old. So love those guys, RIP. But here's some more lore about me. When I was living in Boston, Chai, I've always had Chai. I've had Chai since 2017. She's 6 or 7 years old. I don't know how to do math. And then I got a second cat named Boo. And Boo I got, I want to say 2019. And Boo is a little black cat. And Chai and Boo lived together, and they coexisted. They fucked with each other, It's kind of like Chai and Miso. But I'd say Boo wasn't as crazy as Miso is. So Chai was like I think Chai liked Boo a little bit more. Also, she was a girl. I'm like, Chai's a girl's girl. That's just how Chai is. Chai's a girl's girl, you know? I don't really think she fucks with Miso as much because he's just very high energy and he doesn't know how to like approach things. Like he won't just like walk up to Chai like all nice. Like he just like will run up to her like if he wants to like hang out with her. And Chai's like, damn, what the fuck? And then Chai ends up running away because it's like, Miso, you literally look like you're trying to square up. Like you need to learn how to be like gentle, you know? He needs like a woman's touch. Like ew, not like that. You know what I mean? Like he just needs like some feminine qualities that he doesn't have. He's just like a big macho fucking Mojo Dojo Casa House ass cat. So I think that's why Chai and Miso kind of, I mean, they get along, but they don't ever like cuddle or anything. They're definitely brothers, siblings. Guys, Chai is trans. It's breaking news. Chai is trans. Chai is a boy. No, they just I don't know, they coexist. It's fine. But I had a cat named Boo. And when I moved back home from Boston to Connecticut, I moved back before I came to LA. My lease was up in Boston and this was in the middle of COVID, like nothing was fucking going on. So I'm like, bro, I've been living out here for like 8 months without making any fucking money. Like I should probably just like move back home for a little bit and then figure out my next fucking game plan. So I moved back home for like 4 or 5 months. It wasn't even that long. And I was just living my rent-free best life. This was 2019, end of 2019. No, it was 2020 because COVID happened and then. So it was end of 2019. Girl, I don't fucking know. Anyway, so yeah, so I was living my best rent-free life, living back with my parents, and the second I moved back home, Boo was just like obsessed with my dad. This was also around the time that Don passed, okay? So my dad was really upset and I think that Boo just like knew that. And she would like she was just obsessed with my dad. She would want him to carry her all over the place and she would be like cuddling up and then the second I would pick her up, she'd be like, "Girl, ew." Like, ew. I was like, "What the fuck?" Like she was just I'd never seen like a cat really like choose a person this much. I was like, and then my dad just like fell in love with her. So when I eventually moved back out to LA, I just was like, how could I separate them? So, and it's like, it's my parents. It's not like I'm giving her away to some random fucking people. So she lives back with my parents. And she's living the dream. But then since Gatsby has now passed as well, and my mom's very, very upset. And she got a second cat now. So Gatsby passed away and then she mourned Gatsby and she's like, I'm not ready for another cat. And then this cat kind of like found her, this other cat named Mr. Love that guy. And Mr. is very like he's kind of like Miso, very Mojo Dojo Casa House, but he's like big. He's a big fucking cat. And Boo is like stocky and like short and she's like built like a little fucking meatball. So it's kind of the same dynamic where like Boo is more like chill and like just wants to like fucking relax and Mr. just was like pounces all over her and is just like extra. So my mom was like, I was thinking about getting a calming collar for Mr. because she was like, Dad's starting to get annoyed with him because my dad is like so overprotective of Boo. And you know how cats like play fight? Like Gatsby and Don didn't really like do that. They never really like play fought. They never hissed at each other. None of that, right? So I feel like my dad sees the cats like play fighting and it's like, whoa, and like freaks out and is like, no, get him off. Like freaks out because my cats growing up, they never really did that for whatever reason. But Chai and Miso be going at it. And I'm like, that's how cats play sometimes. Like I know it looks like a little rough, but sometimes if there's a little, fur will be flying. I'm like, okay, break it the fuck up. Break it up, okay? Like, what's your beef with each other right now? So sometimes I feel like, okay, it gets a little bit out of hand, but come on, they're just cats. They're just playing. So, yeah, I don't even know where the hell I was going with this. I don't even know why I brought the cats up in the first place, because this is not on my list of shit that I wanted to talk about. Anyway, let's pivot into the next fucking topic. This is something that I've talked about in the past episodes. Maybe actually I don't even know if I remember because we're talking about how my memory is so bad. And recently, within the past like week and a half, I got the genius idea. I was like, you know what? Whenever I remember a random memory or something that like, because I have like specific memories of stuff throughout my life that like I've always remembered, but every now and then I'll remember something and be like, oh, damn, I totally forgot about that. So I'm like, maybe if every time I remember something like that, I write it down, in like the notes on my phone, and then maybe it'll jog my memory even more and I'll just start remembering things. And, I'm like, oh, okay, all right, maybe that's a good idea. And I also saw, I think it was last week's episode when I talked about breaking up with my therapist. Actually, oh my God, now that I think about it, I think she broke up with me because I was supposed to have an appointment Tuesday. I usually have the appointments every Tuesday, but all I did was cancel one appointment because I tried to reschedule it and she didn't have anything for the next week. And then I'm supposed to have one every Tuesday. They never scheduled me. I just remembered that. Wow. Wow. Damn, she beat me to it. She beat me to it. That's fucking crazy. Anyway, but one of the comments in my video, my last video, damn, I just realized that right now. I'm kind of hurt. One of the comments in my last video, someone was like, you should try the therapy. Like, you should try to find a therapist that specializes in, I forget the fucking name of it, whatever. Did I talk about this already? See, girl, I don't remember nothing. Fucking remember shit. Anyway, someone was saying that you should get a therapist that specializes in, I forget what it's called. I think it's like 3 letters or something. And it has to do with like some weird shit that like taps into your fucking brain and you remember shit that like you'd never remembered before. And I'm like, actually, I don't know about that. That kind of sounds scary. Maybe I'm better off not remembering, Maybe that's just the bliss of life is being in the dark for things that I cannot change. That's kind of sad, but that's real. Maybe it's better to not remember, So I don't know. I don't fucking know. But yeah, so I was like, I'm trying to like write things down and like certain dreams that I have, dreams that like make me happy. I had a dream a few nights ago where because I live at my apartment now and it's a studio apartment. And my next apartment that I move into, I want to do a 2-bedroom. I really want to get a 2-bedroom so that I can have a bedroom. And then the second room would be a gaming room. It'd be my little streamer podcast room. It would just be, have my fucking PC. I'd have a little corner where I could do the podcast. I would just have all that shit. And then maybe like cat room as well. There'd be like cat stuff in there. That would be the room for that. And that was my decision basically with this apartment when I originally moved into this one. I was like, okay, either I will pick an apartment in a nicer neighborhood in like a more like gated building or area and have a smaller apartment and like pay the same amount, or get a 2-bedroom in an area that's like not that it's not safe, but like not as nice necessarily, and like without all the amenities and shit in like a normal building. So I was like, let me get the studio. I want to live lavish, but smaller. And it's fine. I mean, it's just me here. It's literally just me. Everything, like, I have room for everything. I'm never like, oh my God, it's just, I feel so cluttered. Like, it's just the fact that I'm a fucking, like, I'm looking around my apartment right now and that shit is messy fucking boots, dude. My shit is just like, I'm just unorganized. I really am an unorganized person, and I really wish that I lived like the clean girl aesthetic lifestyle, but I absolutely do not. And I'm not like disgusting. Like, if you walked into my apartment right now, you would see clothes on the floor by the washing machine, because I have to wash them, and my closet looks fine. And then my my kitchen counter is kind of a fucking disaster. There's just a lot of random shit on the kitchen counter. And that's it. It's not like dirty. There's not like dirty, stinky garbage. Actually, there was one time, because it's tiny. So like whatever smell, like if I light a candle, 10 minutes later, the whole apartment smells like the fucking candle. It's like, it's a tiny space. So my garbage was a little stinky, and at my apartment they take out your garbage every night, and I was meaning to leave it out earlier in the day and I forgot to. So, randomly Lawrence, one of my homies, called me and he's like, yo, I'm bored as fuck. Like, what are you doing? I'm like, nothing. I was streaming. I was like, yo, you can just come over if you want. He's like, okay. So he comes over and I was like, oh shit, this garbage probably stinks. Let me take it out. So I take out the garbage. And I'm literally on fucking Twitch. The man opens my apartment door and he's like, it smells like shit in here. Wow, I'm literally on Twitch. There's like a couple hundred people watching, and that's the first. Not even a hi, hello, how are you? He was like, it smells like shit in here. Oh, thank you. I was like, damn, don't fucking do me like that, because everyone's gonna think that I live like a fucking like one of those people, like you see those videos of those streamers and they like pan their camera over and there's just like a fucking like 6 foot high pile of like Uber Eats. I mean, you guys know that I love Uber Eats, but let's relax, okay? I'm not that bad. When was the last time I ordered Uber Eats? Yesterday. So I am, as of today, I am 1 day Uber Eats free. Not even, because today's my first day, so I'm technically 0 days Uber Eats free. Again, what the fuck are you gonna do? But I have toned down a little bit since we had our intervention. I had an Uber Eats intervention. I'm like, I can't do this shit anymore, bro. I can't do this shit. I'm gaining weight rapidly. I'm eating good as fuck. I mean, I do be eating good as fuck. Like, I will say one thing about me is I am gonna eat good as fuck, and that's just that. But I was looking at pictures of myself again last night when I was skinny, and it's funny too. It's like, bitch, I thought I was fat here. Look at how fucking skinny you were, bitch. That shit pisses me off, man. I need to get back to that. But yeah, but that's pretty much it. I've just been writing shit down, writing down dreams. Oh, I didn't even get into the fucking dream, bitch. I literally strayed so far off from the topic. Oh my God. Anyway, the dream was that I moved into a new apartment. That's why I started talking about my fucking apartment. And it was a 2-bedroom apartment on the beach, dude. Like on the fucking beach, okay? And it was gorgeous, high ceilings. It was a mess because I just moved in. Like, there was like boxes and shit everywhere. There was like high ceilings, a view of the ocean, and then like there were these little stairs that you take down to like the beach. And then for some reason my aunt and my cousins were there, and I was like, hey, what's up? So then we're all on the beach hanging out, and I'm like, oh my God, this is a nice, happy dream. And I wrote that down just so I don't forget that. Because I don't know. I'm like, nice dreams make me happy. Same way that bad dreams piss me the fuck off. Like, sometimes I'll have a dream. Like if you're dating, you know, it's like the typical when you're dating someone and then you have a dream that they like are mean to you or they cheat on you or whatever the fuck. Like, that should be happening. So I might be like, what the fuck? And I wake up pissed. Or, yeah, just be bad in my dreams. Like, I had a dream maybe like a week ago where I had some money and I lost it. Like I don't know, I had a couple $100 and I was like, fuck, man. And then I woke up and I was like, hey, that wasn't real. Hey, I still got my money. I was like, I'm still paid. So, stuff like that, you know? And it kind of actually makes you grateful. Kind of makes you grateful that the dream is not real. You know, when it's bad dreams, you're like, oh my God, my life really isn't that bad. It's like a reality check. So, cool. I haven't really remembered too many. Sorry, I just burped. How rude of me. I haven't really remembered too many things that I haven't remembered in a while. Like, I'll remember things and I'll just write them down, but it's nothing like insane. And I'm just kind of like, Miso. Okay, never mind. I thought he was doing something bad. But it did kind of remind me of like a lot of the shit that I used to do when I was younger, and really how reckless I was and how much I've like changed as a person since then. And like for the better, obviously. But I'm just like, damn, and I'm like remembering all these things, and this story especially too is crazy bananas. I might have told this story on here. I've told it either on here or on stream or something, but you know what? If you've heard it, just act like you haven't, because I'm gonna fucking tell it again. So when I was younger, I just was kind of like, I mean, like normal fucking teenager shit. Young, dumb, doing stupid shit that you probably shouldn't fucking do. And this was back when I had my driver's permit, not my license. Depends on where you live, but where I lived, you can get your permit, and then 6 months after you have your permit, is it 6 months or a year? I don't remember. I think it was if you took driving school, you can do it in 6 months, but if you didn't, you had to wait a year or something like that. I literally don't fucking remember. Miso, stop. Don't get near the wires. Yes, lay down. I don't remember. But you had to have your driver's permit before you could have your driver's license. And with the driver's permit, oh wait, no, actually I'm a fucking liar. Bitch, I'm a liar. I had the license. But it was a new license. It was fresh. So I think it's like either if you're like under 18 or it's like the first year that you had your license or something, I don't fucking remember, you have a curfew, right? There's a curfew in place legally that you're not supposed to be driving after, I don't know, what was it, like 11 p.m. or midnight or something. I want to say it was like 11 p.m. So there's a curfew, and I mean that really, like, no one actually fucking tripped on that shit, but it was a thing, right? So I remember I was at my friend Raya's house and I was like, okay, I'm going to sleep here. There was like the whole thing is that we were going to sleep there. And in the middle of the fucking night, my stomach started bubbling, turning, fucking, oh my God, my stomach hurts so motherfucking bad. And I was like, you know what? I'm just going to go home, right? So I take my little shitty fucking 99 Volkswagen Jetta, that shit, I ran that fucking car into the ground. That was my first car. Love that car. Was such a piece of shit. We got it for like $2,000. It was the biggest piece of shit. Loved it. So I take my little rinky dinky car back home, and mind you, this girl lived like 7 minutes away from me. Not even. It was like I lived in a smaller fucking town. So I'm on my way home, and it's probably like, I don't know, 12:30, 1 in the morning, and I come to an intersection that is it's a three-way stop. So there's a stop here, there's a stop this way, and there's a stop on the other side. So me and another car both pull up to the stop signs at the same time. Okay, I go first, right? No problem. And I like pass by the car because they're at the other stop sign, and like, you know, they kind of can see my face, I guess, because like their headlights are on or whatever. So I did literally nothing fucking illegal. I turn onto, mind you, I'm like 2 streets away from my house at this point. I turn onto this street, and this car was like I remember it was like a tan, like it was like maybe like a fucking Toyota or a Chevy or something, but it looked like a small sedan. It was not a car that would have looked like an obvious undercover cop car, okay? Mind you, at this point in my life, I'd never been fucking pulled over, okay? Never been pulled over. So they turn on these like rinky-dink lights, and it like that looked like cop car lights to me, but they kind of looked a little rinky-dink, and I'm like, what the fuck? But I don't know, bro. I don't know what the fuck to do. And at this point, I'm like, I didn't know that like you can call the cops and be like, hey, like, there's a car that's trying to get me to pull over, but I don't know if it's an actual cop or not. Like, that's shit that you can do, right? I didn't fucking know. I don't know. So I just pull over, okay? I pull over. This man comes up to my window, okay? He's just wearing like normal clothes. Like he was wearing like black, I think, but just normal, no uniform, whatever. And young, like kind of buff guy. And he's like, what was the first thing he said to me? He was just kind of like, oh, do you know why I pulled you over? And I was like, I really was like, I don't know. And he was like, how old are you? And at the time, I think I was 17. So I was like 17. And because I think maybe the thing was that you were under 18. I was like 17. He's like, you know what time it is? I was like, yeah, I know, whatever. I'm sorry. Like I was at my friend's house, whatever, whatever. Like I just didn't feel good. I wanted to go home. Big fucking whoop. So then he's like, all right, well, and he's like, and one of your headlights is out. And it fucking wasn't. It literally wasn't. And then I'm like, no, it's not. And it wasn't out. And he was like, well, it looked like it was. I'm like, what? You can't just do that. So then he's like, well, I need you to step out of the car. And again, I don't know what's like standard procedure or not really, you know? So I'm like, okay. So I step out of the car. Okay. And he's like, takes my ID. And actually, now that I think about it, I don't even think he asked for my registration. I just think he asked for my ID. So he takes my fucking ID and he goes back to his car, okay? In this moment, this was back in the day, way before a lot of your time, where people would like, it was a very common thing to post on someone's like Facebook wall or like tag them on Twitter and like just have a conversation back and forth like publicly where and like not even in like the messenger, like just on the actual feed, just have a conversation back and forth with someone, like adding them and then just like tweeting something, right? So this guy, his name was Cam. He was someone I went to high school with, but I really wasn't even close with this guy like at all. But we were like mutuals online. So he must have driven by or something when I was standing outside of my car. And he tweeted at me like on Twitter for everyone to see and was like, just saw you got pulled over by the boys, like free you, ha ha ha, like whatever, some stupid shit like that, basically saying, oh, and he said the street too. He's like, LOL, just seen you got pulled over on so-and-so street, like free you, LOL, like something like that, right? But mind you, he put the street. And so I'm on my phone. I'm literally standing, like leaning against my car. I'm facing the cop car, right? So I have my phone and I'm like looking at this tweet and I'm replying to it, okay? But my phone is like facing the cop's car. So I'm like replying on my fucking phone, right? The cop gets out of his car. The cop, okay? Gets out of his car and he's like, did you just take a picture of my car? And I'm like, no. I'm fucking literally, I was like, no. He was like, because I can get in a lot of trouble for that. And I'm like, no. And this is exactly what I did. I'm like, no, I'm literally on Twitter. One of my friends just saw that I got pulled over right now. And I showed him because I'm literally replying to it like as it's in my hand. And I show him the fucking thing. And he just looks at it and he's like, all right, yeah, you're fine. You're good to go. And he gives me back my fucking ID and he just let me drive away. And in my head, like, dude, and then like I just went home and I literally didn't think anything of it at the time, which is crazy to think, like thinking back now. And then I want to say maybe like a few years later, I saw some like Facebook fucking thing or like whatever about like fake cops trying to like lure people and like sex traffic or just traffic in general and like just fucking whatever, traffic people and just pretend that they're cops and then whatever. And I remember seeing that and I thought back to it and I'm like, whoa. So yeah, that's pretty fucking crazy. And I literally probably owe that guy my fucking life. Isn't that insane? And like, it took me years to realize that was like an issue. Because like I said, I'd never been pulled over. I'd never had any sort. I mean, like, it's like, like, bitch, what a cop car looks like normal shit. But it's like, bitch, when you're fucking 17 years old and you've never had like any interaction with the fucking police or been pulled over, like, bitch, you don't actually know. It's like, yeah, they teach you shit at the fucking, when you take your fucking license test, but like, you don't really know. And the guy didn't look like he just looked like a normal guy. So I'm like, oh, it's just an off-duty police officer. That's just what I thought in my fucking head. Like, I don't know. Just so crazy. And yeah, I was like, whoa, that was nuts. And the fact that he like freaked out at me taking the picture of his car, I'm like, what? I almost got kidnapped. So yeah, that was a pretty crazy story. But there was just like other shit that happened to me when I was younger that at the time I didn't think that it was a big deal. We just like would do it. And it's so funny because my mom worries about me so much now, like as an adult, like living on my own. Like, I mean, bitch, I'm fucking damn about to be 28. Like, I'm fucking grown. But she worries about me and she's like, I just wish you would come back closer to home. And even when I was in Boston, she was like, obviously she doesn't like that I'm a stripper, but she's like, she lives with it. And she knows, I mean, like, she knows I'm very open with her. And, she's always worried about me. And I'm like, I don't know what you are worried about, woman. I'm like, I don't drink. I don't do drugs. Like, I fucking literally, I'm like, I live a normal life. My bills are paid. Like, there's nothing you need to worry about. And I think back to like the shit that I would do when I was younger, living in her fucking house as a teenager. And I'm like, bro, that's when you should have been worried about me. And she really wasn't. And I'm like, girl, that's when you should have. I mean, because she, like, I was fine. I lived under her roof. I didn't, like, do anything, like, bad necessarily. But some of the stuff that I would get into when I was out with my friends, I was doing hood rat shit with my friends. Like, some of the shit that we would do was just not good. And I remember there was a day where we went to, like, upstate New York. which was, I don't know, maybe like a little less than an hour from where I was living. Went to this like rural area of New York where apparently there was like a phase where some of my friends went through where they just wanted to like jump off of rocks. That sounds insane. Like cliff dive into water, right? So they were like trying to find these like cool cliff diving spots, and someone found one on YouTube, right? So we're like, let's fucking go. We gotta go. We gotta jump into this water, whatever. I don't know. So it's very illegal, right? To go to this place. It's very illegal. So unbeknownst to me, I had no fucking idea. So we get there, we park our cars on this like side little like dirt fucking road, and it was like basically it was like the side of this little dirt road, and then you just like walk into the forest for like a minute. It's like you could see the water from where you're parked. It's like you just got to walk through like some fucking trees and bushes and shit, and then like you're in the water, and then you have to swim all the way across this lake, and you have to bring like buoys and fucking noodles and paddle boards and shit, because it's not like it's a far swim. Like it's a good lengthy distance. So it's like everyone made sure that they had like flotation devices, because it's not something that you should just like swim openly. So we were at least a little smart about that. So we swim all the way to the other side of this fucking lake, and then you got to climb up this goddamn thing, and then you get to the top, and there's like 3 different levels that you could jump from, right? One was like wasn't that high, one was like medium, and then one was like really fucking high and scary. So I did like the fucking low one, and I was like shitting my fucking dick, okay? So I did the low one, shit my dick, did it, and I was fine. So then I think I got up to the medium high one, but it was still fucking high, dude. It was pretty fucking high. As I'm up there, and I was up there for probably 10 minutes, and there was like a few other people that jumped, and like it was me and like one other guy up there at the time. And you literally, dude, the cops like pull up, and they have a fucking megaphone, and they're like, you guys need to come back now, like get back here, like whatever. And they're like, you will be arrested, like you need to. And we're like, oh shit, dude. And I have to jump, okay? So at this moment, I'm up on top of this fucking cliff, and I have to jump, like I have no fucking choice. So they're like, Emily, jump. Name drops my real name. They're like, just jump, dude. You have to jump. I'm like, ah. So I jumped. It was fine, whatever. And we swim back. And it's just something was so funny about all the cops just standing there like this, like waiting. And we're all just like slowly paddling back. It was like a 10-minute swim. So they're just like waiting for us to slowly swim back. So we swim back, we walk up to them, we're like sopping fucking wet, and they write us like really, really expensive tickets for parking wherever we parked. So it was three cars, I think, and we each got like $300 tickets. We were like, fuck, man. And at that point, $300 at that point in time, bitch, that was like 3 bands. So we're like, what the fuck? So then, and I was pissed because I drove. So I was like, well, whoever's in my car, we're all splitting it. So I don't give a fuck. So that's what we ended up doing. I'm like, I'm not paying this shit full. Like, we're all splitting this shit. So we ended up splitting it. But then, I remember the cops were like threatening to arrest someone, but I don't know why. It was just like 1 or 2 people they were threatening to arrest. I don't remember why. I don't think anyone actually got arrested. I think we were able to like go freely, and we had to be like, and you know, the officers, they want you to like suck their fucking dick. They want you to be like, oh my God, thank you so much, officers. So we just kind of were like, thank you so much, officer. Cause like they were like, well, you know, if I wanted to right now, I could fucking take you into the fucking county jail. If I really wanted to right now, I could do it. And so we're just like, no, officer, please. You just gotta like fucking stroke their fucking ego. It's so irritating. So and then I think we all ended up being fine, but we did get some hefty tickets, and it put a real freaking damper on our day. But we did cliff jump a little bit, and it was fun. And then, but the only thing is that the jump was so high that one of our friends had a GoPro, and he's like trying to GoPro the whole fucking thing. So he jumps in the water with the GoPro, and he like hits the water so hard that like he lost the GoPro. Gone. In the bottom of the freaking lake. Shit was gone. So, yeah, he lost his GoPro. So that guy had just a shitty day overall. But yeah, that's pretty much, and then just like other stories. Like if I think of other crazy things that I used to get into, like, you know, I'll tell the stories as they come to my mind. But, yeah, that's my new thing now. So I'm just going to start writing shit down and, yeah, see what happens. But, Another thing that I wanted to talk about is the Nickelodeon show. I honestly don't even know the name of it because I haven't actually watched it. I don't know. Was it on Hulu or something? I've damn near watched the fucking whole series because I keep seeing a million clips on TikTok. I'm like, I'm damn near watched it at this point. Dude, that shit is insane. And it's like, okay, Amanda Bynes and like all that shit. It's like, we know, like, obviously she's gone through some shit. Um, and it's so crazy because I'm like, damn, like, I wish, I mean, obviously, I'm not like trying to have her like relive her trauma, but I'm like, I wish we knew like Amanda's side of this whole story because apparently there's like a part in the series where someone was like, yeah, Amanda and whatever the fuck, because it was two guys. It was the feet guy, Dan Schneider, and then the other guy. So I guess Amanda and Dan would like disappear for like hours at a time, and just no one fucking questioned that. Like, hello, these are children. Like, I don't know. It's just so many things that you think at a certain point that any adult working on the set or even any of the parents of the children would have like questioned anything. And what really fucking blew my mind is, and sorry, guys, I don't know if some of you might not even know what the fuck I'm talking about right now. There is a show on, I think it's Hulu. I'm not sure the name of it. Is it Quiet on Set or something like that? Let me see what it's actually called. Hold on. It's about basically like the hidden fucking secrets of Nickelodeon. Let me see. Is it? Yeah, it's Quiet on Set. That's what it's called. It's kind of like yeah, Quiet on Set, the dark side of kids TV. It kind of just like goes into just the abuse and stuff that happened of the kids that were in these shows on Nickelodeon, and just all the fucked up shit that happened behind the scenes. And Drake Bell like tells his story, and a few other people are on there, and like Dan Schneider and yada yada yada. I thought this whole fucking time Dan Schneider and the other dude, I forget the other guy's name, are in jail. I don't think either of them are in jail. So what the fuck is that about? And apparently the other guy still works with children to this day, which is in fucking sane. So the other guy's name, let me see if I could find what the hell is the guy's name? There's a second guy that's in the show, and he's like really a big fucking issue, but not Dan Schneider. Ugh, I can't find his fucking name. Anyway, so the other guy, he had like a party at his house, I guess, like for the cast and everything, of like whatever shows, and it was like everyone was invited, like the crew, the kids, the parents, everyone was there. So apparently one of the people that, I think it was one of the kids at the time, I don't know what show he was on. He wasn't like a major role, I don't think, but he said that his house was just strange. He just had a strange house, and the guy's garage was like completely converted into like a shrine of the Planet of the Apes. Like everything in the garage was like Planet of the Apes themed, right? Except for this one big like framed picture of like a clown, like a guy in a clown fucking costume with balloons or whatever. And so the kid remembers being like, what the fuck? Like, this is like the only thing in the room that has nothing to do with Planet of the Apes. So he asked the guy about it. He asked him and was like, what is this about? And the guy was like so excited that he asked him about it. And he was like, oh, have a look at this. And he turns the fucking picture around, and on the back it's signed, and it's like to so and so, the guy's name. I don't even, it said something. It was just like, thank you for fucking being a friend to me, and I hope you enjoy this picture, whatever. Signed, John Wayne Gacy. Hello? The serial killer, serial killer clown that killed boys. The serial killer clown sent it to him and signed it and said that it was to him. And so then the kid at the time, they're interviewing him now, and he's like, I mean, at the time I was just a kid, so I didn't know really the details of what this guy did, but I did know that this guy was a serial killer. Like I knew that this guy was a serial killer. He's like, so I remember being like kind of fucking thought it was weird, and so he told like everyone else like, hey, like you guys should like come fucking look at this. And then all the parents, everyone comes in the room, and the guy like is happy to show everyone again and shows everyone again, and everyone's just kind of like, okay. But it's like, at what point, like how much fucking weird shit has to happen for someone to like, hello? And then I guess he then shows the boy in his nightstand stacks of letters and fucking like just back and forth, like prison. He's like developed a pen pal relationship with fucking John Wayne Gacy, and they just stacks of letters that they would write back and forth to each other. Hello, you're friends with a fucking serial killer, and that's your idol, and you're working with children. Hello. Excuse me, I'm sorry, but if I was a parent, I mean, granted, I don't have kids, whatever, but I would like to imagine that if I was a parent and my child was a fucking child actor working on a big production, whatever thing like Nickelodeon, and I saw something like that, and I knew that this person was like in charge of like supervising my child when I'm not there. Hey, you wouldn't be doing it anymore, son. My gay son or my thought daughter, whichever one, would not be doing that anymore. I would be like, okay, this is not happening anymore. Like, I don't, like, it's just, there's so many things that happen from the clips that I've seen on TikTok, and I'm like, no one fucking said anything. No one said anything. And I'm like, okay, like there are a lot of people that like worked on the set, and obviously none of them had like, because I guess Dan Schneider was the director or whatever, so I feel like a lot of the people on the set feel like they had to just like do whatever Dan said, especially in like someone who's like trying to like work their way up in like Hollywood and like film and whatever the fuck. Like I feel like a lot of these like lower level producers and people that worked on the set probably were just like, I don't know, like, and they just like turned the fucking like blind eye to it or whatever. But even then it's still like, dude, like over a job, like you're letting shit like you're too afraid to say something over a fucking job. Like I don't know, I just, if I was like pretty much sure that like if I was working on a fucking set and I was like pretty much sure that like people, let alone children, were like legitimately getting abused, I would be like, hey, I need to say something about this actually. But I guess everyone's just like, I don't know, it was the 2000s, like shit was just weird. It was just the 2000s. Like, bitch, I don't know. It's like something's got to click in your brain at some fucking point. But again, I haven't seen the whole documentary or any of it actually, just like the clips that I've seen on TikTok, but I've seen a good amount of stuff. And yeah, it's just crazy to me. I'm like, why are these people not in jail? Like, what's going on? Like, I don't really know the whole like lore or tea with like what's, if they're like in trouble or anything. But it's fucking crazy, man. This shit is crazy. And I guess stuff was different back then. Like some of the stuff, like I remember watching these shows. Like I didn't really watch Victorious, but I was a huge iCarly stan, huge Zoe 101 stan. And like all those shows, like I love those fucking shows. And Drake and Josh, big stan. Like I don't remember, like at the time watching it as a kid, like obviously you're a fucking kid. Like you don't see the stuff that they like made them do that like seemed like a little overtly sexual. Like at the time as a kid who's not exposed to that kind of stuff, you don't even like think twice about it. But the fact that like now that we're older and we're realizing like, ew, an adult made them do that shit, and now looking back as an adult, you can see that a lot of the stuff was like very overtly sexual. Like it was, and all the feet clips and like just so fucking weird, dude. So fucking twisted and sick and fucking weird. So weird. I fucking hate men. Well, I mean, no, I'll stand on that actually. No, we can stand on that actually. But we're going to take our call for the day. And if you are, again, watching on video and you've been paying attention this whole time, you may notice I have a different phone here. Wow, so cute, so gorgeous. It's little lips. And this was gifted to me by my friend Momo, and she is one of my Sunny Angel friends. I met her at a meet a long time ago, which feels like a long time ago now, but she throws Sunny Angel meets, and she's just at a lot of the meetups that I go to where people like buy and trade and stuff, Sunny Angels. And she told me a while ago that she had a gift for me, and I'm like, oh my god. And then I totally forgot, and then I saw her, she had a meet this past weekend. And she was like, oh my God, I've been waiting to see you because I had this for you. And she got me a phone. She's like, I just thought it would be so cute for the podcast. And I'm like, OMG, look at how freaking cute that is. So, new phone alert. So, we're going to answer a call on our Lips phone. And before we get into our real call for the day, I need you guys to hear this, okay? Let's get into this one. Okay, Vanello's Villa, how can I help you?
Hey, it's 8:03 on Friday, the 15th of March in 2024. I'm a third grade teacher and I'm calling in to the Vanilla's Villia, bitch, please answer me.
The voicemail goes on for like another 20 seconds, and it's just the music of whatever bar or club that this girl is in. And it is so fucking funny to me because I just know that girl was drunk off her ass. And she just didn't even ask a question, didn't say shit. She just said, please answer me. And then the fact that it goes on for another like 30 seconds. And you just hear the TJ in the back. Oh my god. Dude. That is like, you can't even make that. You can't even like try to be that funny if you know what I mean? Oh, that took me out. So you guys just had to hear that one. But we are going to take our second caller of the day. Vanello's Villa, how can I help you?
Hi, Vanilla. I need some advice. So I've been with my boyfriend for about 6 years, but within the first year or so, year and a half, he was sneaky, cheated, was lying, same old shit. But his best friend, or one of his best friends, hit me up and was flirty and was talking to me and was like, hey, we should hang out. And at the time, I didn't think me and my boyfriend were going to get back together. So I hung out with him. We didn't have sex or anything, but we did mess around. We made out, whatever. Didn't see him again, but we did hang out that one time. Do you think I should tell my boyfriend or just keep it a secret forever to the grave? Never say a word. What do you think I should do?
Okay, that's a good one, actually. That's pretty juicy. That's some hot gossip. So, she dated her boyfriend, as you heard. She's been with him for 6 years. So, about a year into the relationship, he was cheating. He was doing all that shit. They broke up. She hung out with one of his besties and then hooked up with the bestie. Didn't have sex, but they hooked up. And now she's asking if she should tell him at this stage in the relationship. And it's been damn near 5 years since that happened. Girl, first of all, you are asking the wrong person because, bitch, you got your lick back. You got your lick back. That's it. You got your lick back and that's it. No, he never has to know. Take it to the fucking grave. And honestly, you didn't even get your lick back good enough for me. I don't even think you got your lick back good enough. You should have... No, don't say that. Vanilla, don't say that. I was going to say you should have had sex with both of his best friends at the same time. Because you said one of his best friends. So then I was like, okay, well, there's multiple. Okay, no, actually don't don't take my advice. No, for real, I think that yeah, you got your lick back, and honestly you didn't even get your lick back that hard. Like you just fucking you messed around with the fucking dude one time 5 years ago when you guys were broken up. Girl, he does not have to know a fucking thing. And if you feel like guilty about it or some shit, bitch, don't. Because remember, he was fucking cheating on you, so boo. And I mean, I hope that your relationship is good now. I hope that you guys worked through whatever issues that you had to work through. Um, but yeah, if I were you, I wouldn't say anything. I wouldn't say fucking shit. I don't feel like you need to. I really don't feel like you owe it to him to have to. I guess you guys were. I mean, yes, it's one of his fucking friends, but literally he cheated on you, and you guys were broken up, and you didn't even actually have sex with him. So, and you did it one fucking time, and then you never saw the guy again. I mean, come on, like live a little. I really think it's fine. I don't think it's anything that you need to like lose sleep over. That's just what I would say. And I'm trying to think if I've had any similar situations. I've definitely hooked up with some pairs of besties before. But never anything now that I think about it. I don't think I mean, hey, actually don't hold me to that cuz I might have, and I might just not be recalling it at this moment, but I don't think that I've ever broken up with someone and then like fucked their like bestie. No, yeah, I don't think so. Again, don't hold me to that. I could, but I do remember one of my exes. He was literally the biggest piece of shit. This is one of my exes from like years ago, and as soon as we broke up, like all of his homies were in my fucking DMs. And the funny thing about that is that they called themselves. I'm not even gonna say what they called themselves. They had like this little. It wasn't like a gang, but they like had this little like squad that they like called themselves something. And a lot of them have it tattooed on them. They tattooed it on themselves. Okay, right. And so I remember we like got in an argument after we had already broken up, and I was like, that's why you and your I was like, that's why your fucking homies are in my fucking DMs wanting to fuck, and y'all got the same shit tattooed. What's that? What's that about? But you guys are gang, right? But you guys are locked in for lifers? Oh, okay. And he was so mad. He was like, who? Tell me who it is. Tell me who. Rah! I'm like, no. Figure it out. I should have just been like all of them. Every last one. No, but yeah, just shit like that. I've been petty and like, I mean, but it's true. I'm not even being petty. I'm just telling the truth. I'm just telling the truth, baby. Yeah. So I think we're going to wrap it up here. I think it's been about an hour. Yeah, another episode in the books, in the history books. I don't really have anything else going on this week. It's kind of a normal week for me. I am just working. I'll Twitch stream throughout the week. I don't know, follow me on fucking Instagram. Let's go swimming, let's go golfing. uh that's it. Okay, I'll see you next week. Love you, bye.